Billy Learns His ABC Storybook introduces the basic first strokes. One day, Billy the Seal came home from school and told his mother that he was a little afraid of learning all the letters of the alphabet. His mother told Billy that all he had to do was learn a few strokes and then he could learn to write all the letters of the alphabet. So the next day he went to school early and saw Mrs. Seahorse, his school teacher. Mrs. Seahorse took him down to the sea gym and taught him all the strokes. A circle stroke, a tall line down and a short line down, a leaning line, a sleepy line across, coiled sea snake S, turn around U. And then Billy told Mrs. Seahorse that he was a lot more confident about learning to write the letters of the alphabet. The first stroke, CD, introduces the basic strokes.
Lowercase stroke tutorial. Circle stroke goes up to blue, around to pink, and close. Short line down starts on blue, stops on pink. Tall line down starts on top blue, stops on pink. Leaning line starts on blue, leans to pink. Sleepy line goes from left to right. Sleepy line E, sleepy line Z. Candy cane F goes up to top blue, stops on pink. Coiled sea snake S goes up to blue, coils to pink. Turn around U starts on blue, turns around on pink, and goes back up to blue.
When learning the letters of the alphabet, the letters are grouped by the very first stroke. This chart shows how the letters are grouped by their first stroke. In the lowercase alphabet, the first 17 letters are either a circle stroke, short line down, or tall line down letter. Then there are 4 leaning line letters, 2 sleepy line letters, and then at the very end of the alphabet, the students work on turnaround U, coiled sea snake S, and candy cane F. These 3 letters have their own first stroke. Letters are also grouped by their first stroke in the uppercase alphabet. This chart shows the breakdown of the first strokes for the uppercase alphabet. For the uppercase alphabet, the first 19 letters are either a circle stroke or a tall line down. In the First Strokes handwriting program, it is recommended that letters be taught separately for upper and lowercase letters. That way they can be grouped by their first stroke. It is challenging for young children to understand where to start letters when upper and lowercase letters are presented at the same time. It is recommended to group letters by their first stroke because problems commonly occur when letters are not taught by patterning the first stroke. Students are first taught letters through large motor learning techniques such as writing letters in the air or with large motor movements. This helps integrate visual memory of letters. It also kinesthetically works on patterning of letters from top to bottom or by making counterclockwise circles. Students are then taught through media motor learning, such as writing in 3 to 4 inch handwriting lines to teach sequencing of letter formation. It instructs visual attention to touching writing lines and with letter placement. The instructor's manual has many fun media motor activities. Students then practice small motor learning for generalization to workbooks and handwriting paper. There are 3 workbooks available for students to practice. There are preschool workbooks for ages 3 to 4, multisensory workbooks for ages 4.5 to 6, and then the advanced print workbooks for older children. The First Strokes Multisensory Handwriting Kit comes with the instructor's manual, the Storybook, assessments, an uppercase workbook, a lowercase workbook, a First Stroke CD, and a stamp kit. The CD comes with animated tutorials of the strokes that can be used with a smartboard, printable stroke practice sheets, parent handouts, training handouts, printable review pages, animated reversal strategies that could be used with a smartboard, the Billy Learns His ABC Storybook, and the First Strokes assessments. This is the workbook that's used for pre-K through kindergartners.
This is the First Strokes lowercase workbook. This workbook is for 4.5 to 6-year-old children. We also have an uppercase workbook. It goes over the strokes, and then it has some stroke practice pages. We always highlight the top line blue, the middle divider blue, and then again the pink writing line. So a child can practice the strokes like a circle stroke, a short line down, a tall line down. The steps for learning letters is to complete the stroke page, then gross motor learning with eyes open, then with eyes closed, being able to draw the letters in the air. We usually do some large and medium motor fun activities with the kids to learn letter formation as well. Next, we teach the kids how to do the workbook. There are 2 sides to the workbook. There is the left side, which is the letter very large, and then there is the right side with the letter more medium motor size, and then smaller rule.
This is the preschool workbook for preschoolers.
This is the new preschool workbook from First Strokes, and this is the lowercase version. We also sell an uppercase version as well. It talks about stroke practice sheets. So here's a circle stroke, so the kids can practice the circle stroke. They can practice some of the other strokes like a short line down and a tall line down. After the child learns the strokes, then the child can begin to do letters. We first work on letters large motor, then medium motor, and then last the workbook. So for a preschooler, this workbook has outline letters where the student can trace within a outline line. So A is a circle stroke and a short line down. So they can trace it, trace it, trace it, trace it, trace it, and then try it.
2 advanced workbooks are available, one for block style and the other for snail tail style. This is the advanced workbook for block style and a sample letter page for letter D. Letters are still grouped by their first stroke.
Have the sequence of how to write the letter. We usually don't talk about the sequence here. We talk about the shortcut tip. D is a circle stroke and a tall line down. So here's the model. D is a circle stroke and then It's a tall line down. So for workbook practice, the kids will practice D as a circle stroke and then a tall line down. We also have the Snail Tails version for kids that do Donnellian style print. So after large and medium motor learning for the workbook, we're going to tell them the shortcut tip. D is a circle stroke, a tall line down, touch point the writing line, and then a small snail tail. So D would be a circle stroke, a tall line down, touch the writing line, and then put the teeniest, tiniest snail tail on there. So here's the workbook page for letter D. It's facilitated where I will tell the kids make D as a circle stroke, then a tall line down, touch the writing line, and then put a small snail tail. With all our workbooks, other than the preschool workbook, we work with children after each letter to generalize to Zahner Blosser paper. So here is D. It's a circle stroke and a tall line down.
To work on visual memory of letters, an instructor needs to review the group of letters with the students to practice patterning. The instructor could sing the first strokes such as circle stroke O, circle stroke A, circle stroke D. By reviewing letters by their first stroke, students begin to generalize patterning of the letters and begin to form visual memory of letter formation. First Strokes handwriting programs are fun.